Hello, my name is Geogen and welcome back to World of Tanks. We're on centre stage once again. However, we have a familiar face this time. And this is Skoen. If you are a longer viewer, you will have already seen Skoen in his T-43. But today he is playing in a very popular tank, the IS-3. He's also in a Tier 8 heavy tank platoon with a KV-4 played by Rizal, and Gergo in the T-34, I think. Yes, he's in the T-34. And they're in a top tier matchup on not Himmelsdorf. This is not Himmelsdorf, Geogen. This is Winterberg. Perfect. Let's see what he can do in this IS-3. You can tell it has a very long aim time there. He wasn't able to get the shot away at the Cromwell straight away. However, when this thing hits, it hits damn hard, as you're going to see. He also has quite a well-trained crew, it would seem, as he has 6th sense. Probably full repairs as well. Oh, 340 into the back of the VK4502A is not the average damage roll. In fact, 390 is what you should be seeing on average. or 424 if you get a high roll, which is quite common in this vehicle, for me at least. Doing a huge amount of damage. Goes for the side of the own knee, I think. Doesn't manage to penetrate. The shell does have 225 penetration on average with its standard ammunition, and I believe 265, there it is, with APCR, should you need it. The Neo knee, although is quite flat, it has a very thick armour for a tier 7. The VK4502A, however, has no effective armour compared to this gun. I mean, if you shot it in the gun mantle, it'd likely penetrate, but the side of the turret there is an easy penetration, and that's his first kill. He's already done 1500 damage. Let's see what the enemy do to react to this situation. A Black Prince, showing his side profile. And the Black Prince is reasonably well armoured for a tier 7, but not when you give it its big flat side to the enemy. You're just going to give a good amount of damage away. And another penetration into the RL-44, leaving him on very low hit points. He's also bounced a shot from the IS-3, from one of the enemies. I think it was the Oni there. And he finally manages to penetrate the Oni after hitting him twice without actually penetrating. But as you can tell, he doesn't have a huge amount of ammunition to play with. He's got 18 AP/APCR and 2 HE. And if he keeps bouncing on the Oni, he's going to run out of ammo pretty soon. Also, Rizal in the KV-4 has also been taken out. Now, if you're looking at the minimap, there's an enemy IS-3 behind them. So he manages to take out the RL-44. And I'm not sure if he's noticed the threat behind him just yet. But he probably wants to deal with that charioteer. Now, a lot of people, when they play the game, they play for a Tiger or a Tiger 2. But also, many people soon realise that an IS-3 is what they should be getting. And I completely agree. The hull armour is decent enough, and the turret armour is very good from the front. This IS-3 has been distracted and tracked and hit for 394. He's up to 3,400 damage done. However, his team are not winning. He needs to keep getting those shots. He's struggling with the gun depression a little bit there, but takes him down. This gun is very, very strong indeed. Although it does have a long aim time and reload rate. Bounces a shot from the T-34 in the turret, I believe. Or possibly on the spaced armour. T-34 is a very strong tank when it's hull down, but its hull armour is very bad. And he manages to take him out by shooting above him. Or shooting above the E-25, which was essentially giving him cover from the rear. 5 shells of AP left. Unfortunately doesn't manage to penetrate the charioteer. I haven't actually played the charioteer, but I don't think it has very good armour. Perhaps the turret armour is slightly thicker than I anticipated though. Side of the tank, however, is pretty much useless against 225mm of penetration. And that's given Skoen here his 5th kill. However, if you see on the minimap, there are several enemies threatening his base, and one of them is actually capturing it right now. And his team is still losing. 2 enemies are in the cap, and he's been detected from behind, or possibly by that Indian panzer that we saw very briefly. There he is. Indian panzer bounces off his turret, I think. Very strong indeed, the turret. Although, the IS does have a weak spot on top of the turret, which I'll just pause to show you. And that is where this hatch is. It's 30mm, even though it's very, very, very well angled. If you shoot from above, shoot it here, or if you have the hull, because the pike nose will be weaker from above, and you'll likely be able to do some good damage. Let an IS-3 live though, and your team is going to, well, crumble all around you if it's a tier 8 game, and it's played by a competent player such as Skoen. I still haven't got his name right. And he's now shooting into a Comet, which is firing back, bless him. But he has a very ineffective fire compared to the IS-3's excellent armour against lower tier targets. Team is still losing, however. His T-34 platoon mate, Geogen, is trying to help out at the base. Does need resetting soon. So if you want something done properly, you do it yourself. He's still getting shot by that Comet, who is somewhere towards the right hand side. As you can tell, it is absorbing a good amount of fire. He's going to put a nice shell into the back of this LTTB. Or tries to. The shell dips and goes down. Although this is a Soviet tank, the accuracy often does fail you, even though the bigger the number, the better the accuracy, right? In terms of Soviets and their vehicles. Not always, however. So it's him and Geogen in the T-34 versus 4. Make that 3 opponents. And he's picked up his 8th kill. That's a Radley Walters if you want to give him an achievement for it. 8 kills. 6,325 damage done. He's got 2 shells of APCR left. Can he connect? He thinks about hitting the Black Prince. Unfortunately, shooting at range does not quite work out for him, and he does need to help Go out over there in his T-34. He's on quite low health. Black Prince is unaware of an IS-3, but he bounces the shot in the side. It goes into the tracks. He's now down to 2 HE. And there's 3 enemies left. And it's just him. He manages to kill the Black Prince with one of his 2 HE shells, but he's now down to 1 HE shell, and he has to kill an LTTB and a Cromwell. He's up to 9 kills. There's the LTTB. He's been spotted by him. Cromwell will be coming at him from a different direction if he's clever. As is the LTTB. He needs to kill one of them very quickly. LTTB obliges by standing out in the open for too long. So, he's now out of ammunition. And he has to kill a Cromwell. Or Cap. Now the only way you're going to kill a Cromwell with no ammunition is by engaging ramming speed. He's fired all of his ammunition and hit 23 of his shells, totaling 6,583 damage and gaining 10 kills. A huge carry in this game. And 10 kills is not easy. even at the best of times with the best of matchmaking. So, how would you take this situation? The IS-3 is not the fastest vehicle in the game. It's not the slowest. But when you're fighting a Cromwell, which is 2 tiers lower than you, but it does have a lot more speed and maneuverability, you're going to have to play this intelligently. You don't want to make any blundering errors, because the Cromwell, if he has enough ammunition, he's been spotted. Cromwell has to be very close by. Where do you think he'll be? Do you think he'll be in the town to the left? That's where Scowen thinks he might be. Or perhaps he was in the town to his right. Where is that Cromwell? The Cromwell has a fast-firing gun, and if he tracks Scowen, it's all over. He can't fire back. He does still have his repair kit, however, so he might be able to repair and try and charge him down. So there's 4 minutes left on the clock, and Scowen decides to engage capture mode. And I would probably do the same thing here. You don't have any ammo, you're in a slower vehicle, you're telling him, I'm over here, come and get me. And that could be his downfall. If the Cromwell is intelligent, he'll come at him from where he least expected. And Scowen thinks he is in the north, the northern town area. Or rather, on the minimap it's the southeast, but north of his position in front of him. 1 minute to capture the base. He must be feeling pretty tense right now. And in fact, in the email he sent me, that's exactly what he said. 55 seconds. Definitely quiet. There's no sounds of tanks moving or shells going off. 40 seconds. The thing is, the Cromwell doesn't know he's out of ammunition, so he's going to be a bit nervous trying to engage him. 30 seconds. The Cromwell has to make his move soon, otherwise it's game over by cap. Scowen still thinks he's in the north. And there he is. He was right. And this is so frustrating, he can't fire back. He doesn't have any ammo. 10 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Game over. And he gets spotted after capturing the base. And 1 APCR shell goes in. And he wins. A very, very well-deserved win, indeed. Well, I have had numerous games in the IS-3 where I've got 5, 6, 7 kills, but never 10. And I've never won a game quite like that just yet. Very, very well played, and I'm sure you were probably shaking or feeling the stress at the end of the game. So, congratulations, Scowen. You did an excellent job, and you showed how the IS-3 can just butter through everything it sees when it's top tier. And in fact, tier 9s and 10s should be wary of the gun if there's an IS-3 on their flank, because 225 to 265 pen with the AP/APCR is more than enough. So, let's take a look at Scowen's post-game results for this excellent match. So here we are on Scowen's post-game results screen for that phenomenal round in the IS-3. Unsurprisingly, a Mastery, Ace Tanker Badge, Bruiser, Duelist, Fire for Effect, Shellproof, 62,000 credits, earned 4,030 experience. Standard account times 2 first win of the day. With a premium account, that would have been a 6,000 XP game. And 94,000 profit, 94,000 credits made. We'll see his profits in a moment. But, of course, the Pools medal, Steel Wool, High Caliber, Invader, and a Top Gun. I don't think I've actually got a Pools medal. I would have to check that, but maybe I'm just a noob at the game, guys. Maybe it's going to be making videos instead of me. But anyway, on the right hand side here, you can see pretty much the majority of the enemy team killed, 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 and also damaged several other vehicles as well, and spotted 4 as well as that. Team score, unsurprisingly again, top of the team on damage, kills, and experience. 2015 base experience for an IS-3. I have never ever got 2000 or more base experience. I have got 1700, 1800, 1900, but never over 2000. That I don't think anyway. So yeah, and the closest player on the enemy on his team, was Gogo in the T-34, doing a respectable 3000 damage and 908 base experience. Unfortunately, Rizal in the KV-4 came a little lower than that in terms of experience, but he still did over 1000 damage. KV-4 is not really a vehicle I enjoy playing, but it does have its strengths. Maybe a video in the future will show that. On the enemy team, this LTTB did reasonably well. This IS-3, Silent Raven, did 3000 of his own damage before going down. So again, some decent players on the enemy team, but Skoen just takes the cake, as it were. Detailed report, 28 shots fired. As you can tell, very limited ammo supply if you miss certain shots. However, he did hit 26 of them, so he only missed 2 shells, and 22 of those penetrate/did damage. I mean, he got a kill on that Black Prince using high explosive, for instance. And then 8 PCR went into its tracks, and it just did nothing, which is such a shame. But never mind. Anyhow, 6,500 damage, almost 6,600. 13 hits received, only 3 penetrated, 10 bounces. Very good armor profile on the IS-3, except the roof hatch area, as well as if you present the angle of the pipe nose at anything else other than what it was meant to be presented at, which is face onto an enemy. Very good armor overall for its tier, especially. I'll take a IS-3 for its armor compared to a Tiger II any day. 4 enemies' vehicles were spotted, 11 enemies damaged, 10 destroyed. Wow. 404 assistance damage, and additionally 100 base capture points, as well as 55 defense points. And he travelled 3.5 kilometers almost in the match, which lasted 12 minutes, almost the full game, as it were. Breakdown of credits: he spent 5,000 on repairing the vehicle because he didn't take all that much damage, but almost 50,000 on ammunition, and therefore he only made 7,000 profit from that game. You can have amazing games where you can do this sort of damage and this sort of kills, but if you're on a standard account, you're going to make a very little, next to or almost no profit, in fact, from your efforts. On a premium account, he would have made almost 40,000 profit. And then you can see the breakdown of his credits down below. So, I hope you enjoyed watching Skoen here in his IS-3, just kicking everyone into the dust who faced his gun. He showed good use of his ammunition, good aim time of the gun. He had to let it aim for a long time. Of course, there were times where he did fire at a long distance and the shell just completely missed, and there were some unlucky moments where he just bounced into the Black Prince's tracks, for instance. But regardless, those of you who are on an IS perhaps, or even a KV-85 or KV-2, can tell that the Tier 8 IS-3 is a very strong vehicle indeed, and I think that if you've never played one, you should definitely play one. You'll have a lot of fun playing it. Of course, it doesn't have strengths and no weaknesses. I've already talked about how the turret roof armor can be a bit dodgy in the long aim time, and only 28 rounds of ammunition. But regardless, a very good game showing you how to play the vehicle. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to give it a like down below, and perhaps share the video with your friends by hitting the share button. If you're new, think about subscribing and helping the channel out that way. And as always, I've been Geogen, this has been World of Tanks Centre Stage with Skoen in the IS-3, and I'll see you chaps and chapettes in the next one.